image size and quality. And off goes the camera. Hello there, everybody. Welcome back. I'm going to do computer video, but this is going to be special because I'm going to demonstrate for you all of my computers short of the ThinkPad over there and the G3600, which will get its own video. Both of them will get their own video. But I'm going to start off here, and I'm going to work my way around. And I'm also going to show you a whole bunch of things regarding the printer. So without further ado, here we go. So the one I'm going to start off with is the PowerBook 180. And you can get a lot of this. This is just going to be like a quick demonstration. Maybe play a game or two. But you can see it is the it's a monochrome. And this was mainly intended as an upgrade to the 170. Got an elongated speaker port. Most of the case parts are interchangeable. And with this particular unit, it's got a problem. It's got two problems, actually. Or three. Among many other things. It's got this brightness. There's a reason why I've set it on high. Because once it gets to past the Welcome to Macintosh screen, I can't adjust the brightness. I don't know why, I just can't. I can still adjust the contrast, I can't adjust the brightness. So there might be something wrong with the logic. I took it apart once, and there's no fracturing or cracking on the bottom pan. There are no problems. I didn't take this apart because I wasn't that daring, and I didn't feel like it. But on the back, it's missing the port door. You can see all the ports. You can see the power button, the reset and programmer, the modem. That's a fax modem. Printer. That's Apple Serial, I think. That's the headphone and microphone. The video, which, as you can see, requires a special adapter that I do not have. ADB, HDI 30 SCSI, and there's an optional telephone modem that you could order. This one does not have that because it came out of the school. It's got Kensington lock and the port for the power brick, which, as you can tell, is not original and is really not suited for this machine. Which is why I can't use the floppy drive. Because as soon as I insert a drive, it cuts off the power from the AC, and there's no battery. The battery is right there. I have to get it rebuilt. But just right here it's just a cover. So until I get the battery rebuilt, there's no floppy drive that's going to get used on this machine. The keyboard. Well, actually, I'll start with the touchpad. I'll start with the trackball. I'm already confusing this one with this one. Okay, when it lets me get at it. You can see in there, they're dirty. That's not the problem. The problem is they're off. You can see right there that it is broken. And that is causing the touchball to act weird. Touchball doesn't really make sense, but I just called it that anyways. The keyboard has a whole bunch of its keys that don't work. More on that in another video. But before my battery runs out, I'm going to power it up and show you specs. Hard drive. Welcome to Macintosh. And you can see I can adjust my brightness here. Mac OS starting up. And you'll see that I cannot adjust my brightness anymore. I can still adjust the contrast, can't adjust the brightness. Why? See, I've also got RAM Dumbler installed. And up there in that corner is my antivirus. Focus, you stupid camera. I really don't like the auto park feature of that hard drive. It's an IBM drive. I can't remember the model number. It's an 80 megabyte. I just can't remember the model number of that drive. I think it's a 2120. It's actually 120 megabyte, but I don't know. Show you some specs here. See, PowerBook 180. RAM doubler doesn't do anything. I don't have Mode 32 installed, so it won't do anything anyways. System 753, which really is not ideal for this computer. When I get the floppy drive fixed, I'm going to reinstall the operating system, which is going to be 7.5. Because I think that will be a better match. 7.5 I don't think demands as much on the computer. Clean up the desktop. And we will shut it down. How fast that is. Then over here, in this lowly corner, we have my 520C. This machine has a 25 megahertz 68LC040. Oh, I forgot to say, this machine has a 33 megahertz 68030 Motorola processor. This one has a 25 megahertz 68LC040. It has a 12 megabytes of built-in memory, which more on in a second. It has a 240 megabyte SCSI IBM hard drive, and it's got more on this in a second as well. It's got system 755, and you may be wondering why this is like this. That is because some of the screw holes in this machine are offset, and I can't screw it back together. I really shouldn't have taken it apart in the first place. But, oh well. What are you going to do, right? All the keys work, and this one actually has function keys, and the power button right there. It has a touchpad, which is a difference from what the PowerBook 100 series had. The 190, I think, had a touchpad as well. I don't know. You can see a sleep light right there. And stereo speakers, as well as your software. Brightness and contrast that the camera does not... There we go. It's got 2 batteries, both of which are stone cold. Stone dead would be a better word. They don't take a charge. One there, one on the other side, and then on the other side we have a floppy drive. No CD-ROM, it's too old for that. And also no PCMCIA, it's too old for that as well. In the back, this one actually came with the power brick. This one did not. You have the port for the power brick. You have the Kensington lock over here, and this one also has a port door, which is a nice thing to have. And it also comes with the optional telephone modem. I didn't think you would see this on just any old computer, because this came out of a school. I didn't think they would actually have that as an option. An HDI 30 SCSI port, a video, which again requires the special adapter that I don't have, Ethernet, which requires an adapter as well. I've got, I think, 4 of those. I got those with the machine. That is ADB, your inputs and outputs for audio, and your data fax modem. And this is the 520C, so it is the color version. Although, as a downfall, it's got a passive display. It's got a super twisted pneumatic STN dual scan passive display. And dual scan actually makes it has See the colorful Apple logo there, which I like this logo a lot better than I like Apple's new logo because this one is more colorful, and I like rainbows, so. And you can see the touchpad and the latch. It's only got one latch. And the latch is like this instead of on the 100 series where it's like this. I'll just leave that like that so I don't put too much stress on the... Okay. Now this is there's a problem here with the hinge. You'll notice it right away. Or you'll be able to hear it. That's the problem. I'll have to look into that. See another colorful Apple logo right there. The microphone. 520C. And the color, albeit it's a super twisted pneumatic, dual scan passive display. I like the dual scan displays because they actually have better graphics quality than the single scan displays do. Because it's actually got two separate processors driving half of the screen. You'll see when I power it up, there's a line, or you might not see it on the camera, but I can see it in person if I turn the contrast low enough. There's a little line here that separates half the display. On single scan displays, there's just one processor controlling the whole thing, and on certain background types, you will see it's sort of like a ripple effect, wave, going from here to here, diagonally. On dual scan, you don't see that. Or at least you don't see it as much. Because it's got one processor controlling this half and one controlling this half. The upside to a dual scan is that it's got increased graphics capabilities, the graphics look better, but the downside is that it costs more to manufacture, which is why a lot of older passive displays are single scan and not dual scan. Enough of me blabbering on about this thing, let's power it up. This one takes significantly less time to power up, or at least to boot up. That refresh is only what the camera's seeing. I don't see that in person. Although I don't know how the camera can actually see the refresh rate of the screen. Because this is an LCD. And you can definitely see that it is color. I have speed doubler as well as RAM doubler 2 installed, so. That is right, I have 3 rows of extensions. No antivirus, but I have 3 rows of extensions that load up on startup. Don't know what the world record is, but and you will cry when you see how many games are on this computer and how much stuff is on here. I had to get rid of a few things like the marks and comment editor. Those have to go in the trash because there are a few other things that I have to trash. And the mouse doesn't like me, but it'll behave long enough to show the about. PowerBook color logo. It doesn't say 520C, which is kind of disappointing, but 12 megabytes of built-in memory. RAM doubler triples it against its name. It triples it to 36, which is a nice thing to have. System 755. And so, with that, I don't think that time is right. It is not 11 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, and you'll see the mouse does not like me at all. So I'm just going to power it off like this. Shut down. Yes. This one doesn't power down as fast, but it's still pretty quick when you compare it to PCs. And excusing the coughing in the background, and the mess that is my computer table. This is the iMac G3 350. It's a 350 megahertz machine with about 320 megabytes of memory, a 6 gigabyte Maxter 80 hard drive, and it boots up into macOS 9.2.2. And I don't know if I can show you the ports because I think these two machines are too close together, but we'll try anyways. Ah, jeez. I can try. Maybe you can see them. Maybe not. No, I can't get down that far. Well, we made a lot of noise in the progress. But you can see the Harman Kardon speakers. And the plastic, it's a blueberry. Which is a very nice blue, let me tell you. The microphone. The blue Apple logo. Which is colored on all the different varying color, iMacs. As you can see on this one, it's indigo. The keyboard and mouse match the computer, and back there I have a floppy drive that also matches the computer's color. The mouse does not match the computer. The mouse is actually just a Pro mouse that I got. I didn't get the original mouse to the machine, which is kind of sad, and this keyboard could use some cleaning, but I haven't bothered myself to do it. See in the back, it's a blueberry keyboard. And a nice holographic thingy there. Apple USB keyboard. Which is a nice thing to have, although I can't seem to get this USB port to work. So I actually freed myself up a USB port on the computer to plug in my floppy drive. So, enough of me blabbering on, let's power it up. I really don't have much to say about this machine. Because all it does is it just backs up my software, and that's it. And serenade myself out of the room with the Apple chime. Please excuse the refresh. Oh dear. Your computer did not shut down properly. Okay, we'll let it go through that and do whatever fixes it has to do. And just for fun, listen to the hard drive going click, 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 clack. And so, continue to boot up. Not really much to see in terms of extensions. There's really nothing on the computer to begin with anyways. I left Office on it. Focus, please. I won't even focus on the cursor. Sometimes I hate the autofocus on this camera. But, oh yeah, these latch, they're not like the older Macintosh operating systems where you have to hover over them and keep the mouse button held. See? 922. Once this... That'll get you to focus. Now you're focused. Now stay that way. C922, 320 megabytes of memory, and I'm going to stop this because I don't think it would be very fancy to have you sitting here in front of a screen that's blinking and flashing while I'm doing this. Actually, I don't even need to do anything really here. I'm going to show you the hard drive. That's what I was going to do. But before I do that, there we go. Of course, I now probably have to adjust the focus on my camera again. Maybe not. Put up the hard drive. See all the stuff that's loaded here. Not really much to speak of. That is huge. IE5, Office 98, Netscape, and WS Guide to Good Cooking that I put on there myself. But other than that, there's really nothing here. And so that ends my demonstration. I'll set the monitor back to what it was. And shut it down. Which again, very quick.